All that was improvised. You just want three Peter Parkers to talk about their experiences and compare notes.
Because you all lived together, right?
We were broke and we were dreaming and trying and being jealous of each other. It was great. That is a slanderous portrayal, a libelous portrayal of Andrew Garfield. Unrecognisable to me.
Have you seen the trailer for Brand New Day? Silence for my next guest. We're living in his time. The amazing, everyone breathe, Andrew Garfield. Welcome to My Life in Movies.
Welcome to My Life in Movies.
We're going to do a deep dive into your incredible career.
Okay.
Are you ready to get geeky?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Just put yourself on the line in any meaningful way.
Licking envelopes, that's putting myself on the line, huh?
Infinitely more than just talking.
Lines for Lambs.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep.
Tom
Cruise.
TC.
Robert Redford.
Double R.
No biggie for a first film.
AG. Yeah.
Crazy.
In the house, in the mix. Yeah, it was a weird moment. I went into, because in the makeup trailer on movies or in the offices, they'll have headshots of all like the cast, and it'll be like number one. You know, you have a numerical hierarchy. So number one was Robert Redford. Number two was a picture of Meryl Streep. Number three was a picture of Tom Cruise. Number four was a picture of little child Andrew Garfield that's never made a film before. And I was like, I have a photo of that photo somewhere. Yeah, it was like, oh no, I'm ruined for life. If this is the first film, it's like, I don't know where I'm gonna have to give up after this. And then, yeah, because I was just so overwhelmed that was the experience, and it was so great.
Well, I love how you said that you'd choose to do Meryl Streep on Snatch Game. Which Meryl would you be?
God, I forgot I said that.
There are many Meryls.
There are lots of Meryl. I would go pretty niche, I think. You know what I'd do? This is really, sorry, I just had the idea and I think it's really good. So, you know, she did the HBO version, TV version of Angels in America. Well, she did. And that Mike Nichols directed. And she plays at least two roles. She plays a rabbi, a Jewish male rabbi. So I would do what I would be like a two-faced thing. I'd be like one side is Meryl Streep as rabbi, the other side is Meryl Streep as Mormon mother, because she also plays the Mormon mother in the play. So I would kill.
You would kill. I need to see it urgently. But that same year, you also had Boyer, which you won a BAFTA for.
Yeah.
Your speech is adorable. I was watching it. It's so cute.
All right, you sure? Because you can take it back if you... Seriously? Because, okay, fine, I'll take it, I'll keep it, I'll put it on my mantle. Thank you, Jesus Christ.
I think it's like, if you really don't think you're going to win a thing, and then you win it, it's great. That's the best version.
What goes through your head when you hear your name read out at award ceremonies?
That one? I haven't won many. What a stupid thing to say.
But you've been nominated for an Oscar twice.
So great. I'm stupid. It was a stupid thing to say. I get to do this job for a living, and people say, well done, in multiple forms. I'm just grateful to be here. In all honesty, there are times, the majority of times, I've known I'm not going to win the thing just because I look at the betting odds and I'm like, okay, so yeah. And me and my dad would be like, nah, you're good. All right, fine. So on those nights, it's really nice because you're like, the pressure's off. And annoyingly with the BAFTA one, I was like, definitely not winning. I'm up against Tom Hardy and all these people. And I'm just a new person. And it's very sweet they've invited me. So that was a bit genuine surprise. And then every other awards thing I've been up for, I know I'm not going to win. The only one that I was odds-on favourite to win was the Tony Award. And that's the worst experience because then you could be very disappointed. Oh. And also you have to like prepare something. I would do anyway. And I remember being sat next to my dad, and it came to the award and I just went numb and blank, and I said to my dad, can I just whisper to you as if we're talking, but can I just say my speech over and over again? He was like, yeah, go ahead. So it was just me whispering. And then we got through it. It was fine. And it's actually worse when you're told you're probably going to have to get up there and say something. Yeah. And then it goes great and it's fun and it's lovely and it's like the most special, and you get to celebrate with your company, and it was an unbelievably special thing.
A film that I'm still recovering from, Never Let Me Go. Your scream in that movie. You can feel the emotional pain.
Hmm.
It's crazy. How cathartic is it to be able to scream like that on camera?
Yeah, I mean, it's a privilege what we do. We get it can be costly, and you're like, oh God, I don't want to have to do this particularly. I'd like to read a book or go for a walk. But then the gratitude is, I always feel very, very grateful to get to do this job and to get to express something universal. Like that moment for the character is very, I think we all have that in us in some way. We all have that. For me, it was like, I'm giving God one more chance to come and help. And it's like the final attempt at trying to reach some form of care, some form of justice, some form of meaning, some form of soothing or reassurance. And I think, well, we all do have, as babies, we come out literally going, where the am I, and can someone hold me? So it's a thing that we all know somewhere in our cells.
Exactly how much experience have you guys had with the outside?
Quite a lot.
We haven't.
Very serious question.
Please.
Do you cry over your own films?
For the wrong reasons sometimes. Tears of frustration at myself. Not really. Maybe once or twice where some things, but those are private moments that I'm going to keep close to myself.
10 out of 10 movie, 10 out of 10 laptop smashing, The Social Network.
Thanks.
Mark's supposed to pick me up at the airport an hour ago. I've been calling his cell.
He was on a 36-hour coding tear, so he took a nap for a couple of hours.
You knocking on the door in the rain, where Mark's failed to collect you from the airport. It makes me so emotional because a breakup is one thing,
Sure.
but a friendship breakup,
I know.
that's a whole other level of pain.
Yeah.
Is there a scene that you're particularly proud of from that movie that people don't necessarily talk about enough?
Oh gosh, I really love that film. I really am happy that the timing worked out, that I'm of the right age generation where David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin were making that film, and me and Jesse were in the right age range. It's just very, very fortunate. I really enjoy watching the scenes that I'm not in, obviously. And I love watching Jesse work. I love watching Jesse in his deposition with the Winklevoss twins and his kind of acerbic, cutting. Yeah, I would watch those scenes in awe. And I love the relationship that Jesse and I created, and the kind of specificity of it, and the kind of the difference of it. I love how rigid he is at the party early on, where he comes to me and wants to talk to me about his idea, and I try and dance over to him to try and like lighten him up a bit, and he's just looking at me like I'm an alien, and I'm like, okay, no, you're the alien, but okay, what's up? So yeah, that scene.
He feels the same way about you because we had him on the show and he said the most lovely things about you. I actually want to show you.
Oh God.
He would sometimes do something like pretty unexpected, and I would ask him about it after, and he would have a great rationale for it. And I took that with me. He also invests emotionally in a way that made me feel more comfortable investing emotionally. That was really helpful.
Oh, Jess. Love him so much. And I feel the same way about him. I feel he's one of the funniest human beings alive, one of the most intelligent. He's so sensitive and so connected so I get concerned for him sometimes just because he's so tender. I loved his film, A Real Pain, and I just think he's one of our great writers and artists and people. He's just a proper mensch, as the Jews would say.
Oh man, no, not my board. Please, dude, don't.
The best goofy guy, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Everything you brought to that role means so much to people. What's the thing you're most proud of in making Spider-Man unique to you?
Just that, really, I think. Just to get to work with Martin Sheen and Sally Field and Emma and Rhys Ifans and Jamie Foxx and Dane DeHaan. Like, it's a really great group of people. You know what? Like, coming back and doing that third one with Toby and Tom was really felt like a kind of closing of the circle for me. It was really, really nice. It was really, really special for each of us to honor our own tenure, but also each other, and like find a very genuine brotherhood there. It was
Yeah.
really, really sweet.
I mean, the scene in No Way Home when Toby calls you amazing honestly makes me choke up. Did you ever expect that outpour of love years on?
No, not at all. But also, like, all that was improvised. So, like, all of that sequence was improvised. Like, talking about, like, comparing notes about... The idea was, like, oh, God, you just want the three Peter Parkers to talk about their experiences and compare notes. Let's just do long takes and see if there's any gold in there. And there was so much to choose from. And that moment took me by surprise. I was like, oh, that was sweet. And hearing it from Toby, who was my Spider-Man growing up, it was all just so meta and so kind of personal and perfect. And yeah, no, I didn't. I was very, very happy to just be a part of it. Really, like to be part of the legacy. That was what was always so kept me grounded through that whole experience of when I was in the suit in the first two films I did, was like, it's like a torch being passed. Like, it's not personal. You're part of something much greater than you. And if I hadn't have had that perspective, I might have gone a bit mad.
I fought an alien made out of black goo once.
Oh, no way. I fought an alien too.
I want to fight an alien.
I love how you tell Toby and Tom that you wish you could fight an alien. Is there anything that they got to do that you were most envious of?
Let me think about that.
Like Toby went emo.
Yeah.
Tom got to work with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. All of those things. Emo with Jake Gyllenhaal would have been nice.
Oh, I can see the vision.
No, I don't know. I mean, I honestly... nothing. I feel very sorry to be such a bore, but I just feel very lucky. I'm not sitting here going, oh, I wish everything is exactly as it is meant to be. And I feel, again, I just like, look at pictures of myself as a 5-year-old in a Spider-Man costume. It's like, oh mate, you just put on a real one, as real as it gets, and you managed to stay in the costume for a few years. That's like plenty.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I desperately need Spider-Gwen, the live-action version. How perfect do you think Emma would be stepping into her own spider suit?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Directed by Yorgos Lanthimos.
Now that I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think she could do anything. She's such an incredible actor.
Yeah, huge talent. Have you seen the trailer for Brand New Day?
I did see it, but I was in the makeup chair on the job I'm on, and I didn't want to. I just watched it without sound, so I need to watch it with sound. But it looks really, really cool.
It looks so good.
And it looks like it's got a little darkness and a kind of. It looks like he's in a good struggle. He's in the right kind of trouble.
What if folk gone missing? You'd be scared, half mad down here on your own.
You think they're still alive?
Heck, we ain't seen no bodies down here. Maybe they just got lost.
Speaking of huge franchises, another one that you ticked off the list, Doctor Who.
Yeah.
What was it like watching David Tennant as the Doctor right in front of you?
It was crazy. It was so overwhelming. Just, he's someone that I kind of have grew up in drama school looking to as a theatre actor and as just a great example of what a British actor is. Those early experiences can't be ever under evaluated. Like, it's and also the kindness, like to see how someone with that place on the call sheet and that leadership can hold people on a set can be very informative. So I feel like I had some really, really great early experiences with leaders who could have been divas, or you kind of worried, you hear about stars being divas and you go, oh no, it's like it's so possible. It's like so easy to be nice. Just to be kind and to be generous. Like, that's the kind of parenting that I respond to, and that's the kind of hopefully the style that I have when I'm number one on the call sheet.
Another series that you're technically in, BoJack Horseman.
Oh, hello. I'm Andrew Garfield.
Andrew's my boyfriend. We're a celebrity power couple. It's no big deal.
How did you first discover BoJack Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, I'm not technically in that. That is a slanderous portrayal, a libelous portrayal of Andrew Garfield. It's unrecognizable to me. as I touch my own hair and get neurotic and do this. I love BoJack Horseman. And I watched it after I knew someone had said, "Have you seen BoJack?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You're kind of parodied it." I'm like, "Okay, fine." But I love Raphael Bob Waxenberg, who created it, and I've wanted to work with him for a while. And I was just so astounded that and flattered that I would be considered as parody worthy. I felt so like elated, and it wasn't mean. It felt genuinely funny and kind of accurate in certain ways, and I thought that's absolutely hilarious. But there was one episode which was one of the most freaky kind of I was doing Angels in America at the National Theatre here in 2017, and for anyone who does theatre, they'll know we all need like a comfort watch at the end of the night just to kind of wind down and chill. And at that time, it was BoJack Horseman for me. And it just so happened that one night I had a really bad show. And anyone who does theatre knows, even in the middle of a run, you have a bad show, you start to go into a full-blown existential tailspin, and you go, I need to stop acting. I need to take myself away. I need to, like, you get completely narcissistic, and you're like, I need to spare everyone of my acting. And I happened to be what I'm going to put on BoJack, and it happened to be the episode where BoJack is auditioning for his dream role, Seabiscuit, and he nails the audition, and they're like, "We've got our Seabiscuit. We didn't realize you had this in you." And in the background, the casting director gets a phone call, and she's like, "Hello, Andrew Garfield's available. He wants to play Seabiscuit." And the producer says something like, "Oh my God, Andrew Garfield? We can't say no to Spider-Man." And BoJack Horseman is so angry at Andrew Garfield for usurping. And I'm like, in this scene, I'm BoJack thinking I'm terrible and I'm not enough and I'm not whatever. And I'm being usurped as BoJack by a version of me that people think in some regard, I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, okay, this is so beyond perfect. This is like heaven, because I am all of these things. Like, I am BoJack, and it was so, I laughed into my steak on my own and almost choked. It was a very joyful. It kind of weirdly brought me out of my indulgence. I was like, this is the life of an actor. We go through this all the time.
Horseman.
Honestly, a healing show. A truly healing show. I love that show.
It isn't right that other men should fight and die, that I would just be sitting at home safe. I need to serve.
A film that left me speechless, Hacksaw Ridge. This sounds really weird, but I first watched it on a plane, and everyone around me was deeply concerned. Have you ever watched someone watch your movies on a plane?
I haven't watched them watch it, but I've definitely been aware that there's a movie playing that I'm in, and I'm wondering if they know I'm sat next to them, and I don't think they are. I think that's what's great is that it's just like, it's never been weird. But yeah, a plane watch is the best. Like, I watched F1 on the plane recently. I was sobbing at F1.
You were sobbing over F1?
Just Damson Idris, just
He's
his
a beautiful
journey.
man.
No, I know, but I found it's just anything with brotherhood, and also Hacksaw Ridge is all about brotherhood.
Oh, yeah.
And like having each other's backs, and usually stern men softening. So it's like, Brad Pitt and Javier Bardem and their relationship. I don't know, it's really touched me.
Are you a big crier when it comes to films? Yeah.
Jump on it.
You're kidding.
Oh, I'm gonna drag you.
I can't believe that certain parts of Desmond's story were toned down because people wouldn't believe it, which is mad.
Yeah.
What impact does playing a hero like Desmond Doss have on you?
It's very humbling, and you kind of go, what am I doing with my life? Because you get to inhabit a kind of a worldview or an energy that, with him, just very pure. He was a very pure, from my understanding and my interpretation, he was someone who had divine help. You call it God, call it spirit, call it angels, call it the universe, call it whatever you want. He would call it his Christian God. I don't know. But what I do know is what he literally did is humanly, physically impossible. And it's that thing of when a mother you hear these stories about mothers lifting cars off of babies being crushed, or, you know, like that you get this rush of excess adrenaline, energy, survival. I don't know, that could be divine help. That could be something beyond what we can comprehend. And he, because of his heart and because of his goodness and because of his spirituality, managed to draw on resources of energy. Like, I was on set and I'm like, I'm going to do all the picking up and the dragging, and I'm going to put them all on all 75 guys, chuck them on me, yeah, let's go. I'm in good shape at the time. And I try and drag one guy who's smaller than me, and I'm like, put him on a wire and drag him, and I'll pretend, because that. And this guy did it over the course of a night. Literally physically impossible. Your body would get, like, you'd shut down after maybe like 5. It's insane under heavy artillery and bombing, and like, it's miraculous.
It's crazy.
It's truly miraculous.
Crazy. It's my favourite film of yours.
Oh,
just
thanks.
so good.
Thanks.
They're singing happy birthday. You just want to lay down and cry.
Bo 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 bo. Tick tick boom.
Yeah.
A perfect movie musical. I am a musicals freak. What movie musical would you have loved to have been in?
I mean, I really love Tick Tick Boom. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm so happy that we made it, and I'm so happy that Lynn asked me to do it, and that we had the crew we had and the group we had. It was a very, very beautiful experience, and I really love the film. That's a movie that I can actually watch and be like,
I did that.
Yeah, it's one of the rare things where I can just watch it and enjoy it, because it's like, I just love the spirit of it. I think, I don't know, I wouldn't.
What are your faves?
Well, Sunday in the Park with George, with Mandy Patinkin and Bernadette Peters.
I'm so excited for Jonathan and Ariana's version.
God, that's going to be... And Marianne's directing it.
She is.
Yeah. That's really exciting. You know, some of the last musicals I watched were... I watched Another Sondheim with Daniel Radcliffe and Jonathan Groff.
Merrily We Roll.
So good. I saw it in New York, and it was so good. And they were so good. And like, Daniel is so goddamn good. And honestly, I hadn't watched the Harry Potters until recently.
Had you not?
No, and he's really good in those Harry Potter movies. Those Harry Potter movies are really good.
They are good.
I really like
yeah.
that.
Unexpected.
Yeah. I know it's like controversial, and like we shouldn't be, putting money in the pocket of inhumane legislation right now through that she'll remain nameless. But the soul and the spirit of a lot of the essence of the themes of those films, and the kids are so beautiful, and all the artisans and the craft people, and I'm working with a wonderful makeup artist, Claire, right now, who was working in the Creature Workshop, and I'm just like, oh man, we can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, there are so many beautiful artists that worked on those films. Anyway, I have a newfound appreciation for all of the artists.
Yeah, and Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel's great.
What a man.
Daniel's so...
Love him.
And he seems like such a lovely... And Jonathan Groff is wonderful too, and just such a talent.
And bums, 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 bums.
But Jonathan's story is about failure, passion, determination, and that's all things that you've experienced as an actor. Is there an audition from early on in your career that will forever haunt you?
Haunt me? You know what's so funny? I have like other people's stories coming to my mind. Because, like me and Eddie Redmayne and Tom Sturridge and Jamie Dornan and Rob, we would all trade horror stories. And there was one that Tom had, which is now in my mind that I can't tell because it's not mine to tell. But
yeah, because you all lived together, right?
Yeah, well, we all lived in the same kind of... I wasn't in the house, but I was there most days.
Did you used to rehearse with each other? Like, rehearse
We would help
lines?
each other. Yeah. We would definitely help each other. It was a really good time. It was what they call the good old days, for sure. And it was simple, and we were broke, and we were just dreaming and trying and being jealous of each other. It was great.
They needed the bed back.
What's happened to my underwear?
I've still not forgiven you and Florence Pugh for emotionally destroying me with We Live in Time. You've been in so many gut-wrenching movies. Which of your films do you think is the most heartbreaking?
I don't know.
Tell us, Andrew.
I don't know. I can't really say. I think hopefully they're heart-mending is my answer to that. What I love about what we do as storytellers is that if we're lucky and if we're doing it properly, we are the myth makers and the kind of the shamans of the tribe in a way of like, and it's a healing art. And I think the only way to really heal is not to just like sit and imagine like figures of light and like you're not your thoughts and you can just rise above everything, just float. Yeah, I'm not even a body, I'm just pure spirit. Yeah, that's true, and we'll get there when we die. We'll figure that out. But like while we're here, I think we're here to get into the soul, and we're here to heal the soul and heal the wounds to the soul and heal the wounds to the system, whether they're ancestral or whether they're inherited through DNA, or whether they're early childhood wounds, or whether it's a wound of a culture. And obviously we're in a culture that's really wounded right now, and we keep playing out the wounds because we keep on picking up our phones and being like, subject to an onslaught of information and imagery, and our worst instincts and habits are being provoked and commodified, and so we as artists, and I think we as actors, musicians, writers, directors, we have to and journalists, we have to like dig into our own woundedness, because it's what we'll find down there is our collective woundedness, and then we bring it up to the surface, and then we shed the light on it, and then we like put the light on it, and then we hopefully pitch it up and out, and we create some kind of catharsis, some kind of reckoning, some kind of ownership and an expulsion of the wound, so that we can know it, and because until we know it, we can't heal it. And I think as storytellers, yes, we have to go into the cracks and the heartbreak in order to do that really hard, deep healing work. I think that may be the thread between all of the films I've done, is that hopefully there's some healing in it somewhere. And I don't think Magic Faraway Tree is any exception.
You are a bloody poet.
No.
You speak so beautifully.
I feel like their childhood is slipping away. Polly, the kids need this.
Just remember, don't go in that wood up top.
This film took me right back to my childhood. If I was to walk into teenage Andrew's room, what would I learn about you?
You don't want to walk into... No, I had a cool room, actually. I made a little den under my desk. I like took my mattress off the bed frame. I put it like under my little corner desk, and I like covered the walls in like a collage of like skateboarders that I'd cut out, and different bands that I was into, like Rage Against the Machine and The Far Side and Rakim and KRS-One, and and I had like a basketball hoop. It was just like teenage boy, like to the max.
I love all the different lands in this film. You've got the land of birthdays, the land of spells. What land would be your idea of hell? Mine would be the land of pigeons.
The land of pigeons. There are certain islands that I think are that. There are like bird-infested islands that you shouldn't go to. I forget where one of them... Don't worry. I think just do your research if you're ever going to go on a trip anywhere to an island. Just go, is this the bird island? Because apparently it is genuinely like terrifying, like the Hitchcock film. So we'll come back to that. But
what is your hell land?
My hell land... Oh, God.
Have you got any fears, any phobias?
I mean, like, it's pretty basic, but like I'm not crazy about snakes. If it was like Snake Island, that wouldn't be ideal.
My husband's also scared of snakes.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I
think they're quite cute.
We should get over it, yeah.
Do you know what? There is a snake land. There is. Because I was in Mauritius last year, and there's a deadly island that you can't go to.
Because it's
full of snakes.
See?
At the top of that ladder are lands that come and go. There's loads.
This film's all about magic, and your job as an actor is very similar in the sense that you're getting someone to believe in the story that you're telling. Yeah. What do you think is one of the hardest everyday things to act out? Like things that we do every day, like waking up, getting drunk.
Yeah. It's funny. Things we do every day. Waking up, getting drunk, going to work straight after.
This is very telling about my life.
Getting more drunk at lunch. Maybe sleeping through the afternoon because you need to get more drunk later.
You don't know what's in this water. It's actually vodka.
That's funny. Yeah, that was a Freudian slip. It's a funny question. It is like the simplest stuff. And you see it with sometimes you'll have like supporting artists, like extras on set that have never done the job before, and it's it's like very sweet because like they just, all they have to do is they have to walk in the background from here to there, but it's like they forget how to walk as people, and then you have an assistant director going up to them going, so all you need to do, just, you know how to walk, right? You remember how to walk. But I think as actors we have it too. Like in this film, it's like I in the opening scene I've got to do a lot of cooking and like eating, and I'm like, oh my God, how do I make this feel like I'm not like cooking rather than just like being a dad actually doing the reality of cooking. So it's like me and the guy that forgets how to walk are the same.
Tim's trying to make his pasta sauce famous. He's doing his cooking.
Yeah.
What is your speciality?
I love cooking, actually. I'm a keen cook. I just got a really nice coffee machine. So I know that's not cooking, but it is just as important. So I haven't figured out how to do it properly yet. So that's my next frontier. But I make a pretty good roast. I make a pretty nice like roast lamb or a roast chicken. And Christmas dinner I've been doing the last 5 years in my place. So I've been in charge of the turkey and all the trimmings. So that's been interesting, and I've been managing to get it pretty good.
It's impressive.
Yeah, a spag bowl. I love a spag bowl.
It's just like you said. It's enchanted and wonderful.
Your dad and I just felt like a place like this would bring us all back together again.
Before we leave, I have some quick fire movie questions
Love
that we
it.
do with all of our guests.
Love
Andrew
it.
Garfield, are you ready?
Yes.
Actor you're desperate to work with that you haven't already.
Christian Bale came to my mind.
Go-to comfort film.
Bugsy Malone.
Strangest note you've received from a director.
It's just not working. Come and look.
Film of yours that deserves more love.
There is something that I think, oh, I wish that people like that more. It'll come back.
Film that terrifies you the most.
The scariest film I saw as a kid was Monster Squad. It's not scary, but I was 6.
Film that makes you cry.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Film that makes you laugh the hardest.
Got a lot, but like the first 2 that came to mind was Anchorman and this film Wanderlust.
Excellent taste. Film you wish you were in.
I mean, there's no part for me, but I remember seeing Sing Sing and going, oh God, yes.
I thought you were going to say Mormon and Rabbi Meryl Streep, which is going to happen now.
The live show, yeah.
Andrew Garfield, it has been such a pleasure.
That was in deep, thanks.
Thank you so much.
I hope I gave you okay stuff.
You did, you were wonderful.
You were wonderful too.
Thank you.
Thanks. Give love to your husband.